Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is the front line where we are fighting for financial freedom. We are going to be taking a look at Filecoin today. I think it was 2 or 3 days ago when I was talking about Filecoin in a live stream, and I was saying that look, it's looking like very strong here. I was drawing obviously this circles, just trying to indicate each and every single time that we've gone into this region and we have experienced like big size bounces while there was. So obviously, like the normal thing was to expect a bounce like the one that we are seeing by there. So that's great to see. And I was also making a promise, but I mean, Don was asking here that we were talking about ICP that time, and he was saying that are you gonna be coming up with the Filecoin update? And look at my response. I was saying that like, yeah, this week for sure, legacy coins like Filecoin, Algorand, Veracity, Quant, and all those other great tokens that we usually cover on the channel are gonna be talked about much more because I have much more time, right? So yeah, I mean, right on time. Filecoin is also doing something that is great, so I'm gonna be talking about that, and I'm gonna be showing you exactly what the game plan is. You can already see that I mean, there was a framework here of a trade, and the price target for this one is something like $8.30. The trade was you know, executed right around $6, $5.80 right there, and we're looking to cash in some money, obviously something like 40%. That's great, but is that the only thing that I expect Filecoin to do? I have got a very good game plan here, at least in my own paradigm, right? And I'm just going to be sharing that with you while there really things are starting to be, I mean, coming to, you know, together, and we're going to be headed for something great here with Filecoin and the rest of the market, to be honest with you. But because we're talking about Filecoin right now, let me quickly show you here. Immediate short term, we have got this asymmetrical triangle here, and yeah, usually this is a continuation pattern, and somebody can come and say, you know what, it could actually break to the downside, but the price target to the downside is the one that I really didn't believe, because it takes the price all the way down to something like $2.96. And I'm like, wow, if this happens, it actually means that there are very big problems in the market, and it's not only going to be isolated to Filecoin, it can as well be like a very catastrophic thing. But I don't expect that to be the likelihood. I expect the 40% pump to the upside, just as I was indicating, you know, a few moments ago. I mean, the guideline that we have towards the trade is that linear trade right there, which you can see here was pretty much exhibiting the same thing, and we have got this symmetrical triangle right there at support levels, and then boom, you are off to the races with a very strong stance, by a very strong push to the upside. So that's will be the same thing that I'll be looking for Filecoin to do. Obviously something like $8.30, $8.33, whatever the case may be, or even $8 itself is also a good for a short-term trade. But eventually I expect Filecoin to do something like this here. You have seen this 1 2 3 4 5 crashing structure, which I keep referring to time and again, and I've always said that usually in most cases, like 90% of the time, you end up testing at least the fourth wave, and I still believe in those figures by that. I see Filecoin going as high as something like $27, and not only is it gonna be stopping at no, it's not only gonna be stopping at $27, I should be saying, but I even expect higher, right? We are definitely gonna be talking about that too. But I also wanted to invite you to my Patreon here, where we are taking short-term trades. We are revealing like 100x or 1000x potential memes right there, and you know, we have got some great trades ongoing as well here. This one really hasn't started bringing in profits because it's a swing trade. ICP trade also really not bringing, but this one here was a massive win here. Tron, the ghost trade was also a win. The blender one not so good. The beam trade was also very good. The Mario trade, I mean, fantastic. We don't even need to mention anything. The Jasmine trade, I mean, you can see what Jasmine is doing already. So we have actually been quite successful, and actually, you know, if you are looking for one-on-one mentorship and stuff like that, you have the opportunity even to call me. We can discuss. I mean, literally, we are gonna be, I'm there to help you, right, in anything that you want. So yeah, feel free to join the Patreon right there, and we can kickstart the greatest of the bull cycles that we are probably going to be having right now, because I think that right at this point, the market is just looking at this like, look, this is where every single body is looking at. Should a BTC break the resistance at something like $73,000, really the chain is off. You're gonna see things blowing up like completely, like this, things are gonna go nuts, right? So that's just the confirmation that is lacking right there, and everybody's looking at this with like their 6-inch eyes open, right? And yeah, you know, I'm just preparing myself for scenarios like that, and that's the kind of things that I talk about in my Patreon too. And let's quickly go back to Filecoin here, and it's really flying, man. So we're already $6.37, and we are getting closer and closer to our price target right there. That's great. But I said to you that I'm gonna be showing you a price target which I really believe is much more enticing. Obviously, that's something like a 7x, and that's none other than this you know, the bare minimum, to be honest with you. $54 is what I expect a Filecoin to go to, right? This is where I would actually be taking like massive major profits by. So from there, from where the price is sitting actually to just the first Fibonacci retracement levels, we're looking at something like an 8x. I mean, why wouldn't I want to put my money where there is a likelihood that it's going to bring in something like an 8x? Yeah, I know people really don't believe that it can actually go up that high because maybe of the circulating supply issues, the dilution, the inflation. Yeah, but those things are actually going to come to an end at some point. And you also need to understand that once price starts moving towards the upside, it actually brings more people in. So that is actually going to be more demand rather than the supply that is going to be there. So, you know, that's how the math just usually works out. But I expect great things for Filecoin here. Really, if you think about it, my analysis really hasn't changed ever since something like February or so. But you know, sometimes the market is not really interested in, I just can't come and talk about Filecoin, obviously. So obviously, remember, none of what I say is financial advice, and you shouldn't be buying or selling anything because of anything I say, all right? But if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and then I'll have to see you on the very next one. Take really, really good care of yourselves. Bye.